All right. What's going on, guys? Um, Today I'm gonna be doing the longest substring without repeating characters question. And I thought this was a really good question because it's kind of like a slide window question. Um, and yeah, I had a little bit of difficulty solving it at first. And I kind of ended up seeing a few different solutions that I thought were a little bit confusing. But then I found one solution which I kind of modified a little bit, and I found like it worked great and it was a really good one. So yeah, so anyway, so I just kind of wanted to go over it and show kind of how it works because I thought it was like pretty cool. But yeah, so anyways, let's get into it. So basically, given a string s, find the length of the longest substring without repeating characters. So a substring is just kind of like a string within the string that doesn't have, kind of as it implies, no repeating characters. So for example, in the first example they give, S is this. And so if A, no repeating characters, B, no repeating characters, C, no repeating characters, this is length 3, and then we run into an A. So, okay, so we can't count this A, so our max so far is 3. And then you could also do BCA, it's fine. You could do CAB, which is also 3. You could do ABC again, and then you could do CB, or actually, yeah, CB. Yeah, and so that's basically kind of what they want you to do. And then I'll kind of show you like kind of something I noticed that ended up helping me solve this. And I thought this test case was a really good one. It's not kind of like the standard one of the 3, so you kind of have to like, I failed this one at first, and then I kind of worked my way through it, and this one really helped. But so, yeah, so if we have it here, I'll just call my set as just kind of like the ones that we're counting so far. So to Q, R, S, V, B, S. Okay, and then we run into an S, okay, and we've already seen an S. So what do we do? Well, we can't just like remove the S there, because then like this, for example, is not a substring. It's not contained within there because there's the S there. So what do we need to do? We can't just remove this S. So that's kind of like what I was doing at the start. I was just removing this S. But you actually need to remove this S as well as you have to remove everything before that S. Okay? And so as long as we kind of put them in order into our set and we keep track of the index, then we can go and we can make sure that before that this S is the last thing that we remove. Okay, so we have to make sure that we remove Q, we remove R, okay, and then we can remove S, okay, and then we can add S back because now we're here, okay, and then we can add a P, and then we can add a K. And as you see, that would be this substring. So once you run into a duplicate, you need to remove everything from the set before you get to the duplicate. Okay, so let me kind of walk you guys through the code and how we actually can do that. So we can create a set, and in Python you just do it like this. So my set equals set. Okay, and then we'll call this L equals 0. Okay, and then we'll say for R in range, the length of S. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to check and say, okay, so this is kind of the instance where we want to see if it's in our set. So let's go back to what we had this there. Okay, so we're going to say, well, S at R is in my set. Okay, we want to start by removing. Okay, so we can do my set dot remove S at L, and then L plus 1. Okay, and then that's kind of when we're all removing them. and then we need to add it back. SR. Okay. And then we can, we also need a variable called count. So this equals to 0. And this is kind of the cool part that I found made this question actually, like if it was hard to visualize, this part actually makes it super easy. You just say count equals max of the count or the length of my set. And then we will return the count. And so basically what this for loop ensures is that every substring, like valid substring, is contained within the set at the time. And so then we just need to kind of find what the longest set is, and that will be our answer. So in this case, we have, so we put in r at 1, or sorry, r at 0, which is going to be q, okay, r at 1, r at 2, s, r at 3, v, r at 4, b, okay, and then we get to r at 5, which equals s, and this is already in our set, okay, so then what we're going to start doing is removing everything before it, okay, so how do we know if it's before it? Well, we can use our left pointer, which points to the very first one, which is q, because it was the first one in the L at 0, first one. So we can then remove this, okay, and then we increase, so L is 0, we increase it to 1, so like R was 0, 1, 3, 4, 5, R was 5, okay, and then we'll then remove R, and then we can make this 2, and then we can remove this, and 1, this will be 3, okay, and then we can go and add the S back, and yeah, so as you saw kind of like before too, the up until here, the length was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so our count was 5. Okay, we then removed these up until until we got rid of the duplicate. We added the duplicate back. Okay, and then we added P, and then we added K, and then we finished, and the count was still 5, so it stayed as 5. Go ahead and just do one more example, just because I think it's might as well. So we start off, our set is always empty. R 0, count is 0. Okay, so we say, okay, so we add in P to our set. Okay, R 0 at this point. We then increase, so R 0, this is 0. Our count is 1, size is 1. Then go to the next one, we add in a W. Count is this. L is 0, count is 2. Okay, we then check this. Okay, this is already in there. So what do we need to do? We need to remove S at 0, S at L, which is P. So we can then remove P, okay? And then we also need to remove this one. So we'll remove this. This is going to end up as 2. Removed 0. Sorry, this is going to end up, yes, this is going to end up 2 because we removed 2 elements, okay? And then we can then go ahead and this is now 2. We can then add W, okay? We can loop through again. This is 3. We add K. Okay, loop through again. This is 4. Add a E. Count now becomes 3. Oh, we then check W. Okay, W. And we need to remove S at 2. So this is 0, 1, 2. Remove this. Add our W. Increase this to 3. Length is 3. Count is 3. Return 3. yeah, boom. So anyways, so yeah, that's basically the solution. I think it's a pretty clean solution. I think you can technically make it a little bit faster because you could actually just count kind of where R is. You can actually do R minus L plus 1. This also works. And yeah, you guys will just have to kind of like work through it on your own to see how that works. But it's basically the same thing. It's just R minus L plus 1. It actually just gives you the length as well. But that's slightly a little bit quicker, I believe, than to get the length of my set each time. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll go ahead and submit. Yeah, so if there's any questions, just yeah, I'll show the details. Like I said, yeah, it's it's fast enough. It's in the right area. So yeah, but anyways, see you guys in the next video. Thanks.